Hey, it's the Fort Worth Playboy.
And my Playboy's Bunny.
Welcome to our podcast where we discuss pickup, game, relationships.
And sex.
And today's topic is Damaged Girl Tells.
Yeah.
Did I get that right? Good. Because we were trying to figure out how to describe this.
Yeah. It's the best overarching name for what we're talking about.
Yes. This all started when a girl that Bunny and I know posted a picture on Facebook. Bunny sends it to me. Do you see anything different? And what did I see?
She had a nose ring.
Exactly. That she hadn't had before.
No.
And this is a very straight.
And about 9 months ago, she got a boob job.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about the whole picture. I mean, that's good.
There's a lot to it.
Yeah. But we're talking about married with kids and a business.
Yes.
So it's not like she's just like showing up on welfare or anything. Everything's pretty normal up until.
She's got the house, she's got the husband, she's got a business, successful business that she shares with her husband. She's got the kids, active in all these things. She's a mover and shaker. She, has a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Neat girl. We like her.
But Bunny, being a girl and far more perceptive than I am, had picked up on this. You know? And like Bunny says, the boob job's one thing, and then you start seeing clusters of activity.
Yeah.
And so we got to talking. And so when women go through a breakup, they start having mental illness, substance abuse, cheating, they feel old, unattractive, divorce, questioning her life decisions at wherever it be it 30, 40, or 50, quite often that manifests in physical changes.
Yeah.
They react.
And what my prediction is with this girl is I'm not suggesting that she's cheating. I'm not suggesting that, she's leaving her husband. I do think she's getting bored. I think that she's about to turn 40. And her kids are old enough that she still taxis them around everywhere, takes them to practices, but she's not necessarily needed. She's not having to get them dressed all the time. She's not gathering everything. She's literally the taxi service. And at this stage, moms tend to kind of go, this is my identity. I'm a taxi driver. I'm just a taxi driver and the cook. And it gets to be a little bit like you've lost your identity. And this is truly what it feels like. And so this is when you see otherwise happy, normal, healthy moms doing stuff like getting a random tattoo or piercing their nose or doing a weird hair color, a natural hair color, or getting a boob job, or starting to suddenly post a little bit sexier selfies and things like that, which she does also. Not sexy necessarily, but now that she's gotten the boob job, she's got a little bit of extra confidence. And so she's a fitness girl, so she does post more bra top kind of pictures while she's out running on the trail or whatnot. So I said to Fort Worth, I was like, 9 months ago it was the boob job. Now it's the random nose ring. And she couldn't be married to a more straight and arrow, boring guy. We always call him a chameleon. He's just, I don't think he actually has a personality of his own at all, which is also a big reason why she's probably getting bored. But I said, in another 1 to 2 years tops, she will have a tattoo, and I predict it's going to be on the inside of her forearm. But these are just and this isn't even she had a pretty healthy upbringing, all of the things. She's got a healthy marriage, but I think that she is, number one, bored, and number two, kind of losing her identity. And it just leads to more of exactly what we're talking about today.
This is super common.
Yeah.
And it's super subtle.
Completely.
Because it does take time.
But it'll also ruin a marriage. A lot of times it'll signify the beginning of the end.
Exactly. And we've seen, and you're probably more familiar with the bad breakup.
Yeah.
If a chick gets broken up with, usually if they break up with the guy, they're fine. They're already on to the next guy. You don't see any changes. But if she gets dumped, or an engagement goes bad, or she thought they were going to get married,
Yeah.
and she's 28 and he's now dating her best friend. I mean, major breakups, not 12-week stuff. You'll start seeing this.
Yeah.
And it can manifest into like mental illness or substance abuse because they start drinking.
Oh, it sure can.
You know. And again, kind of like Bunny was saying about this girl, the feeling old, because these girls start feeling old at 39. You know, but the kids do play a part into it. Anytime she starts questioning her life and, you know, who am I? You know, all these things matter. So what you'll see is different manifestations of this turmoil. They cut their hair short. Super common. Super
Very
common.
common.
The only wild card to that is if you see a mom with a baby in a car seat and one in a stroller and one barely walking, she cut her hair short because she's a young mom. And that's completely different. That's more of every mom that we know.
Which is hilarious because it's actually way easier to pull your hair back into a ponytail than it is to manage or fix a short haircut. But girls have to learn that the hard way, unfortunately.
That's why these things have to be in clusters.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true.
Dyeing her hair. In fact, Buddy met with a girl this morning that when she went through a divorce, we're talking a normal mom.
Yeah.
Dyed it purple.
Just solid purple. And we were like, what the fuck?
Hell. So.
But now it's back to a natural hair color.
Exactly. After 2 or 3 years,
now that she's getting on the dating market, she's got a natural hair color.
Yep. Nose piercing, any facial piercing, anything that throws off. The reason that throws things off and it's kind of rebellious is symmetry is important to beauty. Mm-hmm. And so they're throwing off that symmetry, you know, unnaturally, and it tends to jar the viewer.
It's definitely distracting.
Yes. Change in daily dress. They go from conservative to, and just like Bunny says, like this girl used to wear like t-shirts, and now she'll wear like the jog bra because you know she was basically built like a little boy. So you do see some change, and it doesn't have to be, you know, extreme. Tattoos, and like any major tattoos, like I said, especially sleeves, thighs, anything odd, you know, and like AJ Cortez said, anything on the shoulder or flowery is a breakup.
Yeah.
He knows women.
Nailed it.
Exactly.
Nailed it.
Aggressive weight gain. Girls tend to break up and gain 30 to 50 pounds in the first couple months. They do eat their feelings.
Which is interesting to me because guys lose weight. Yeah. Guys lose weight whenever they have breakups. They either just don't eat very much or they don't eat very much and they go to start going to the gym like to cope. But girls definitely 9 times out of 10 they gain.
Exactly. And some girls will begin an exercise program, but it's far less common.
Yeah.
We tend to get girls exercising when they've kind of gone through about a year after a breakup, and they gained weight and did not feel good about themselves, and they want to get back into the game.
Yeah.
You know, so they come to us and we get them back into shape.
Exactly.
Girls will, if bothered enough by a situation, usually a breakup or a divorce, will move to a different city to rebuild their identity.
Absolutely.
We know girls right now that are in their new city.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I should have put. They buy a Jeep. You know what I mean? I mean,
there's
how many times have we seen? There's a lot of Jeep buying.
That's true. Funny. It's true.
A girl pulls up in a Jeep and she's new to town. You can bet.
There's
something bad just went on in her life.
There's a bad breakup in her near past.
And shorter temper. I mean, like with coworkers, if they seem to be in their head more and they tend, you know, in the past they've been more engaging and jovial, they will be shorter temper. Wouldn't you say caustic? Yeah. Their personality changes.
Just snippy.
Yeah. There's no other way to describe it. But again, one thing by itself, you know, for the shortness, they might have had an argument with their kids.
Yeah.
or their husband or their mom,
Yeah.
on their way out the door. But if you put that with a new tattoo and a short haircut,
Yeah.
now there's a problem brewing.
It's true.
And I guess we put all this together just to let you know that these indicators, especially if you have kids of your own, your own mom may go through this, like if your dad passes or if they
Yes.
divorce later in life.
Yeah.
You need to be aware that these things are indicating. It's not, she didn't just dye her hair rainbow color at 35 for shits and grins.
Right.
She'll tell you she did it for herself, for fun. But there's more going on.
And I would even venture so far as to say that phrase is a good indicator that there's a problem. I did it for myself. I did it because this is what I wanted. This
Yeah.
is, and you hear it a lot.
You do hear it a lot. And girls were designed as helpers.
Yeah.
And so when they deviate from that role, and usually they're happy. They have their identity, they have their role, and they help whoever they tend to love, their kids or their family.
Yeah.
And then when they deviate from that, it's just like any other deviation, it causes friction.
It does.
you know?
It causes emotional stress and strain. But the problem is, girls don't necessarily recognize that that's the cause. They think it's all the stress. They will never take that on as the reason, or
Or they'll blame an individual.
right.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get across. Yeah.
That's pretty good. So your job is whatever you want it to be. To simply recognize it and keep on trucking.
Yeah.
Or if it's a loved one. And it's also an indicator too. I mean, if your kids, your teenagers, sometimes it's a teenage angst thing, but substance abuse tends to go hand in hand with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, people want to kind of deaden the feelings that they're having that are causing this kind of friction and this kind of pain. So alcohol, drug use, prescription or illicit, smoking or vaping, all of these things kind of tend to go hand in hand with these clusters of big changes.
So just be aware. Again, as a man, your job is to just get it. And so the more we can teach you about nature, women's nature, the better you can take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, take care of the people around you.
Yeah.
And you're just one of those men that just gets it, which
Absolutely.
is what women want.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you have any specific challenges that you'd really like addressed, that you feel are maybe a little bit too involved or more personal than you'd like to share on a public forum, like in the comments or on Twitter with us, please reach out. Both of our websites have pages devoted to consults with both Fort Worth and I. So if you would like to ask us a question directly, Fort Worth offers virtual consults as well as text support, which is an ongoing text kind of question relationship that you can build with him. And I offer virtual and in person, if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area, consults as well. So we have a lot of options for ways that you can reach us directly and get your questions answered and get you some real active solutions quickly. So reach out to us, FortWorthPlayboy.com, MyPlayboysBunny.com. If you like this podcast, please hit the like button, subscribe, share with your friends, and comment down below if this is something that you have seen in your life. We want you to win. Bye!